Country lanes and coastal plains, endless views that we're passing through, making our way to a distant place, just us two.
The most important part of a story is its structure. A good story structure is tidy, sturdy, and logical. Unfortunately, most of life is messy, uncertain, and illogical. A lot of our raw experiences don't fit neatly into a traditional fairy tale or a Hollywood plot. Sometimes we have to do a lot of cropping and editing to fit our lives into something that resembles a story. If you study the structure of stories, you start to see how they work. And once you know how they work, you can then start stealing story structures and filling them in with characters, situations, and settings from your own life.
Take fucking 3. The mic wasn't turned on, so this is fine. Okay. My battery just died. I just noticed my mic wasn't turned on. It's fine. It's only been a minute. Let's fucking go. 3rd time's the charm. Hello everyone, welcome back to a new studio vlog. If you've watched my last vlog, you'll notice that the setup is exactly the same. It's currently exporting, so that's all I'm saying. The joys. So, like I said, my vlog is currently exporting. It's a fucking beautiful day outside. I am gonna walk to the library and upload it there because I don't have internet right now. So I'm gonna go to the library. I'm gonna use the library for their Wi-Fi. And I signed up to be a library member a couple of weeks back, and I've really enjoyed reading. I've found a lot of evenings I'll sit down and read. The last couple of weeks during this time that I've been kind of taking off, I was reading a book about stolen focus. I mean, it was called Stolen Focus. Really good book. It was an ebook that I got for free through my library account. I do recommend it. It's just really good at kind of like reminding you that it's not your fault if you can't find the focus to do things. The world that we now exist in is fucking terrible for our brains and our like social media addictions and all of that. This all didn't exist 20 plus years ago. It's all still very like happening, and the way that consumer culture is and the way that consumerism works is that it wants your attention, it wants your money, blah, 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 blah. Anywho, I've been reading books. I've really enjoyed reading books. I feel like it's a really good way to switch off and just focus my mind on other things. I'm currently reading The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I've been meaning to read this book for so long. And I kind of just borrowed it from my boyfriend's. When I saw it on his bookshelf, I was like, "Sir, may I borrow this book from you?" So that is my current read, and then he also gave me another book to read. I'm a one book at a time girly. I don't know how people read multiple books at the same time, so this is my current focus. I also have an audiobook that I've been listening to while I've been going for runs. I say runs as if it's a plural. I've only done one run, but while I'm cleaning, like doing the dishes or going for a run. Sometimes I listen to a podcast, but I haven't really had many podcasts lately that I've been enjoying. The Chatty Freelancer is a podcast I do like listening to. However, she does it in seasons and there's not any episodes at the moment. I've kind of listened to the first season. The next season's all interviews with students and I haven't listened to them yet. I'm gonna, but I haven't. So I'm kind of just spacing out, going between podcasts and books. And audiobooks. But yeah, because I'm going to the library to upload my vlog, I'm gonna look on the library website, the catalogue, and see if there's any other books that I might want to read. I know I said I'm a one book girly, but I feel a little bit bad if I go into the library with a book that I didn't get from the library. Is that really weird? Like, I feel like I should take out a book to, like, justify me being there. So, and I also don't like going to a place without a plan, in sense of, like, I don't want to just go there and see if I find a book. I want to, like, go through the catalogs and see if there's a book that I would like, and if it is there, but that also might be more time consuming, so maybe I should just go there and try and find one and just browse the sections. Maybe I'll do that. Will we just do that? Will we go there without a plan? That scares me.
As a human being, you have a finite amount of time and attention. At some point, you have to switch from saying yes a lot to saying no a lot. The biggest problem of success is that the world conspires to stop you doing the thing that you do because you are successful, writes author Neil Gaiman. There was a day when I looked up and realized that I had become somebody who professionally replied to email and who wrote as a hobby. I started answering fewer emails and was relieved to find I was writing much more. You just have to be as generous as you can, but selfish enough to get your work done.
I'm just gonna make a coffee and yeah, couch time. Couch time. Oh, hello, hot water bottle. Couch time. So I went to the library and I picked up a couple of books so that I didn't look like I was just here to use the Wi-Fi. First book that caught my eye was because, you know, you see the outside, the sleeve, the binder, the edge. It has a name, that bit. And it said Rock Bottom. And I was just like, well, that intrigues me. Rock Bottom. A Musical Writer's Journey into Madness by Michael Odell. One of the funniest books I've ever read, a moving and very tender look at modern masculinity. What are they counting as modern? When was this written? First published in the UK in 2017? Really? Looks so old. Okay then. This edition published in the UK in 2018 by Icon Books. Okay. The first chapter. I had too much to think last night. Love that. Yeah, it just caught my eye. I'm a girl who goes for visual with books. I have no idea what it's about. I'll read the back of it for you. What is rock music actually about, and is it worth dying for? Michael Odell is a rock music writer who sees it as his responsibility to filter the wannabes from the legends by holding stars to a strict rock and roll code. Few are truly worthy of admiration. But after interviewing Mick Jagger and Keith Richards, two of the big six icons, Michael is depressed and has a meltdown while chaperoning Oasis at an awards ceremony. Reluctantly, he consults a therapist, and as he addresses his feelings about the past, in particular his failed teenage band, Metal Elf, he's forced to confront the question, is it finally time to grow up and forget rock and roll? Alrighty. I mean, again, I just picked up some books based off of their visual, and it's a musical writer. I'm trying to get better at writing reviews. I have no idea if this will be any good or not, but I'll let you know my thoughts on it, I guess. The second one, again, it was the font on the spine. The spine. How could I forget that's called a spine? That grabbed my attention. Growth Hacker Marketing. Again, I do like me some marketing. Let's see what this is. I don't really know. Growth Hacker Marketing, revised and expanded by Ryan Holiday. When was this published? Oh, I am the only person to have taken this book out. Interesting. Unless it's like a very new book. Where's the date? Where's the date? Where's your publishing date? It just starts off with quotes. Tell me when you published this. Because marketing is very relevant to like when it was published. Oh, here we go. First published in the United States of America in 2013. This expanded edition published in 2014. So it's over 10 years old. We shall see if it's any good. Let's read the back. Growth hackers are the new VPs of marketing, and this book tells you how to make the transformation. Andrew Chen, a Silicon Valley entrepreneur, easiest and startup advisor. Or essayist? Essayist, not easiest. Your new business went online yesterday and you've got a marketing budget of 0. How do you reach your first 1,000 or million customers? Enter the growth hacker. Growth hackers thrive on achieving the impossible, creating something from nothing. From Airbnb to Dropbox, growth hacking has become the successful startup secret weapon, turning exciting users into a viral marketing force. Now, marketing guru Ryan Holiday is ready to teach you how to harness the power of growth. Featuring insights from leading growth hackers, Growth Hacker Marketing is the essential guide to the revolutionary new approach to growing your business. I feel like I've heard the name Ryan Holiday before. I don't know where. But again, I literally just went over to the art and design section and those two books caught my eyes. So I mean, I think I'm a little bit more intrigued by this one because I am trying to learn about writing about music a lot more. So to read a writer's perspective and see how he describes rock and roll, I'm intrigued. This one, I don't know. I just thought I should pick up two just to make myself look more important in the library. But that was that. What I was doing in the library was scripting my February and March recap of my gigs review video thing. What a way to word that. And oh my god, it was taking me a lot longer than I anticipated. I sat in the library for about an hour because I was uploading my vlog. That uploaded in seconds. The library Wi-Fi is so fucking fast. It is a shorter vlog than most of my vlogs, but it was so fucking fast. I was like, whoa, look at the percentage bar just going. So I ended up just working for an hour before meeting with my boyfriend for a coffee and a little wander to his studio. It was very nice, very wholesome. I did like the long walk back around like the green, Glasgow Green, along the river. It was very nice, very cute. And then I got home, I uploaded my vlog, I reviewed it. It is now 8 p.m. So the day has progressed. And like I said, I was writing my script kind of like what I'm gonna I don't script my videos. However, I tried to film this, I don't know if it was last week, I don't remember when, but I tried to sit down and film this video, and this video is a beast. I'm gonna have to split it into two parts because I want to review February and March gigs together because there was just so many gigs in February. There's actually not that many in March. And because we're near the end of March, I feel like I can kind of script out the two videos. Obviously not film the second part because, oh my god, forgot to tell you guys. When I was in the library, I couldn't scream with excitement because I was in a fucking library, but I got my press pass approved for Cleopatrick tomorrow. I've been a little bit down about press passes lately because I had won the wheel spin for Yumi at 6. They were playing 3 nights in Glasgow just this past weekend. I did actually have a ticket for the Saturday night, so I did still see them, but I was like, surely they're gonna have press for their final nights of 6. Like, surely. So I thought it was like I was a sure in, and that's a really funny thing to say because my last name sounds very familiar to that, but I was certain I was going to be getting at least one of these nights as a press pass. And as the dates grew closer, as the weekend just passed, came closer, every day I was sitting on edge waiting to see if my press pass would be approved. It sadly was not. I'm still very new. If you just watched the vlog that I've uploaded today, I admit my shortcomings with the Rory gig and like how I fucked up. So it's actually like, oh my god, I'm shooting a gig tomorrow. And I haven't shot a gig since the Rory gig. Like I said, March has been quite quiet, so I'm pretty excited to be shooting a gig tomorrow. Also dead nervous because like I feel like it's a muscle that you keep needing to like exercise. However, Cleopatrick is a lot more chill. It is at SWG3 again, but I think it's in a smaller room. It's not the same as like the fucking big ass room with the big ass strobes and lighting and like, so should be a lot better. Well, not a lot better, but a lot calmer, a lot more chill. We can do this. So yeah, I'm shooting a gig tomorrow. I'll obviously show you guys that and take you along for the ride. But what I would like to do this evening, which is why I'm on the couch, is I want to continue scripting this video that I started scripting. And as I was saying, I don't normally script my videos, but because this is such a beast of a video and there's just so much to talk about, I feel like I need to write down all my thoughts. And it's reviewing gigs, something I'm still learning how to do, but I'm doing it from the angle as a photographer, videographer, talking about the venues, trying to give more information to people about what it's like to shoot in these places, but also some information about the bands, because maybe you're just looking for a new band that you want to listen to, and maybe you want to go see them live. Then maybe I can help you with that. I don't know. It's a new series, it's a new format, it's something I'm trying out. Let's have at it. I thought I was supposed to shake this before I opened it. Cheers. Oh baby. Oh damn. Alright, now we can go to the shoot. Let's fucking go.
All I want is to be there with a new state of mind, a place I never heard of. I will walk like a nomad. I've been stuck inside my house too long. Can't stand
Sup? Hello everyone. Today is Sunday the 30th of March. It is 10 to 3 p.m. I've been away for a few days, staying at my boyfriend's because we love that little phase that makes us feel like we don't want to do anything with our lives. It's great. But because I've been away for a few days, I have nothing in the flat. And, well, I got a lot of work to do today, so we need to stock up on some supplies. So I'm really just saying hello and goodbye, pretty much. We got a tote bag, we got a purse, good, sorted. Where's my AirPods? Can't go outside without my AirPods. AirPods. In my cute little Eevee case. Say hello to my AirPods. They better not be dead. Oh, they're dead! Well, this is disappointing. Also, just ignore my face. It's not pretty. Guess we're using the Sony's, the classic over-the-head ignore me headphones. Don't talk to me. I don't want to engage in conversation with other humans today, Sony. You know what? That actually works for me. Obviously, we'll talk, but I need some coffee. Well, I need milk for coffee. And I also need Monster, because like I said, we got a lot of editing to do today. We got a lot of work to catch up on. And also catch up with each other, because I haven't vlogged a lot this week. My bad. But yeah, we'll catch up when I get back, I guess. Once I've picked up my supplies, because I got to. So yeah, we'll catch up when I get back. Need my keys. Okay, see you soon. We're putting the glasses on to hide my lack of makeup face. And also, when I went for my little wander to Morrison's earlier, my hair got real frushy afterwards. So we've just tied it back a little bit. I opened my Monster, but I think my camera battery died, and I don't know if it saved the clip of me opening my Monster. Anywho, hello. It is now almost 5:30. I obviously went to Morrison's a while ago. I got back and I was reviewing what I've filmed so far for this week's vlog. Not a lot. In last week's vlog, I really mentioned that I was going to come back with the weekly vlogs. I was going to be back in action and doing lots of work. Unfortunately, I'm a girl and my little face, is that how you pronounce it? Whatever you call it, started. And like, I've learned a lot with having ADHD, all the things that happen for a girl during their kind of, 4-week cycle, the hormones dropping, the lack of certain things, and just all the fucking things that happen to your brain. It can really fuck you up and your motivation and all that fun stuff. And it's hard. It's so hard to battle through that. So, I mean, I'll just be so honest and say, like, that's obviously affected the vlog. And I recognize that. I've seen it in my journal entries. I've seen it in previous vlogs. I've seen it throughout my whole fucking life. My motivation is just so, like, is what it is. And yeah, we just have to roll with it. But I do have a lot to do today. And I do want this vlog to have something to it. I really want to try and get, better, trying to do more with my content. Again, the little ADHD brain in me has so many ideas of things I want to do with just photography and videography. March has been quite quiet for me shooting gigs this month in retrospect. Like, yeah, I shot Cleopatrick this week, which was fucking amazing. And yeah, I fucking shot Rory a couple of weeks back, which was fucking amazing. And yeah, I had North Atlas at the beginning of the month as well. But that was the only gigs I shot this month, and they were all for Discovery Music. There was no client shoots, which is my paid work. Discovery music is a voluntary basis, so I don't get paid to do those shoots. So I'm really trying to think of like, I need to start fucking trying to do more things that generate income for me. One of them being Lucid Thoughts Apparel. I've mentioned it a few times. I am working on doing the relaunch for that very soon. For those of you who followed Lucid Thoughts and me and my journey for a while, I tend to do a relaunch around my birthday anyway, so like that's already been in my mind that I'm gonna probably do one for April, which is 2 days away. I'm not doing the relaunch in 2 days, but I'm like aware that April starts in 2 days, so I'm gonna assume that the next few weeks are gonna be quite heavily focused on doing some Lucid Thoughts stuff. So we're not gonna think about that right now. I don't have the brain capacity to think about that right now, but I do need to start plotting in what I'm going to be doing and when I'm going to be doing it. Because it was like the first thing I did when I went freelance was, you know, fucking dive into Lucid Thoughts because I got really excited by it. I look like Wallace and Gromit doing it like that. And it's almost been a year since I went full-time freelance. It was the 9th of April, so like last year. So I'll definitely be making a big song and dance about that in a couple of weeks' time. But again, I'm jumping ahead of the gun right now. I need to focus on what I need to do right now. So like I mentioned, my motivation's been a bit shit, and I have some stuff I do need to do. I've started to recognize in myself, I'm somebody who'll get a task like 80% done. And then when it comes to like the 20% like end bit, the last hurdle, I can't fucking do it. So at the start of this vlog, I was working on my script for the February and March recap gig video. That's still not done. I would love to be filming that tonight if I can, so we'll see if we get that script done, but that's not right now as priority, but it's a thought. It's a thought of something I would like to do. Still not done. We'll hopefully get it done, we'll hopefully get it filmed, and hopefully it'll be out the same week as this vlog. So many hopes. Second thing I really need to do, and again, this is something that got to like 80% done, is the multicam edit for Atlantic Rift's gig from the Blue Lamp gig back in February. Now, the only reason this is only just come back into my work span of things I'm working on, I was waiting on the remix of the audio from the master audio that we had from the live recording. I don't know if you can hear that, but my neighbors, or maybe not my neighbors, but there's some fucking cretinous behavior happening outside my flat, which we love. Yeah, so I was waiting on the audio to be remastered or remixed from the live recording. That has been sent to me. I think it was sent to me on Thursday, maybe Wednesday, but if you know me, I've been feeling really unmotivated. And I haven't really got back to that, so I'm hoping to work on that tonight as well. Will actually fucking do. And I'm hoping that kind of re-inspires me to get back into editing because, like I said, all the kind of work I've done this month so far has been press coverage shoots. It's not been my clients, and it's all been photography for bands in stressful situations, and that can be good for like getting more experience of working with bigger stages and bigger artists, of course, but I love working with my clients and people who I know on a personal basis and like actually giving them the work. When you're just shooting shows, you're just taking photos and then you're sending it to press and you're covering the event. It's not necessarily, sometimes the artist will see your work, but not often. It's more so for people who were maybe wanting to just get a recap of the gig or for a review. But yeah, I've just missed kind of doing my own kind of work and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm hoping that once I go back into editing the live edit for Delve, I'll feel a little inspired again. The fuck? Where did you come from? Oh my god, a ladybug just flew into my flat. Where did you come from? Oh no, little ladybug. I would love to open my window and let you out, but there's some random people outside that are shouting stuff, so I don't really want to open my window and draw attention to me being here, so... Oh, you're flying about the place. How the fuck did you get in? Where did you come from? Maybe if I just open this little window, he'll find his way out. Okay, well now I've opened the window, I really want to stop vlogging, because then people are going to hear me outside. Oh, you know, he's going to find his own way. I believe in him. Look at him go. You going to figure it out, pal? Go the other way. Go that way. Yeah. Go outside. No. He's going to go through the gap. Is he going through the gap? I'm going through the gap. Go through the gap. You can do it, babe. You can do it. Figure it out. Freedom. Does my hair look good? No, by no means at all, but we're just filming this bit real quick. So it's been a few days since the ladybug interrupted my train of thought, and I'll be honest, I did not get the work I needed to done. Yay! Is that a shock horror to any of us? No, not really. As I mentioned, struggling with motivation. It's really hard. I want to be honest about it, but we're not going to repeat ourselves. I kind of spoke about it in the last talking section. I'm just here to kind of wrap up the vlog a little bit and also talk a bit more about the Cleopatrick gig, because I really like how I did the kind of gig overview, review recap in the Rory vlog that I uploaded last week. So if you like this kind of format of me doing that, let me know. But I think it's kind of nice to talk a little bit more about the experience, show you the photos, and a little bit of the behind the scenes 360 footage, because I don't really know how to splice that into the edit and keep it flowing nicely for how I've been editing lately. I'm just experimenting here with my vlogs. That's what they are for me. You guys let me know if you like it or not. That's cool, okay? Right, Cleopatrick. So, just saw a little bit of behind the scenes, all filmed on my phone, of going to the venue. It was at SWG3. I don't know if it was a sold out gig. I'm not sure on the capacity. I'm going to be doing a gig recap video, as I've mentioned many times in this video, where I actually go in depth about every gig I go to, talking about the venues, the capacities, the conditions of all of it. But for vlog's sake as well, I like to have a bit of personal documentation about the event. Also, in case I forget what I've done and what my thoughts were. But yeah, it was in the TV studio, which is kind of like the room that sometimes is used for merch if you're in the main hall, the warehouse for a gig. It also got the bar. It's a decent sized venue. I feel like the last few gigs I've been there for were North Lane. Really have to think there, because I'm like, there's North Atlas, there's loads of bands. My brain's not really thinking right now. I need to also keep an eye on the time, because I've got a meeting at 11, so I don't want to be talking too long. Okay, it's 10:30. I got some time still. But yeah, I think that was the last gig I was there for. And I don't know, I felt like the room was really big that time I was there, but I never went further forward. I was quite far back, and when you're quite far back, your view is quite restricted because of the pillars. And yeah, I'd never been to the front of the TV studio for a gig. Same with Grandson, we kind of hung around the back. I do remember he came out into the crowd and had done like a little, not a mosh pit, but like there was a circle of people around him and he was singing in the middle. Maybe it turned into a mosh pit after. This was a while ago. But yeah, I've had some good gig experiences in the TV studio before. I arrive, I get my press pass, I walk on through, and the first security guard that speaks to me, it's like 7:10 at this point. He was like, "Oh, hey, see your press pass? Just go through the barrier there on your right. Need anything, just let me know." And I'm like, "Oh, you're so helpful, thank you." Like, normally I have to pester security, but this guy like spotted me from the get-go and was like, "I'm here to help you." I'm like, I appreciate that so much, because I still get nervous. This is my 9th press pass show now, so we're starting to collect them like Pokemon cards. And I wander over to the barrier, and he actually takes me over to the barrier and lets me in. And like I said, it's 7:10. The first band isn't on till 7:30. Because normally the rules are you only go in 10 minutes before, 5 minutes before the set starts. In fact, for the Rory gig, we actually didn't get let in until the band had started. In fact, we had to barge through. But, you know, for this one, they were so on it and so, like, friendly and accommodating. And it was just fucking nice. It's always a different experience. But it was a really quite spacious pit to the side where you can kind of linger about, where the sound booth or lighting booth or something desk was. And yeah, this is where I kind of like set my bag, set up my cameras, got myself all sorted, realized I didn't have my SD card for my Sony. Silly me. I was recording a reel just before I left as well, so I think me packing my camera bag and making that reel flustered me, and I just didn't triple check the things I normally would. So learn from my mistakes, guys. Learn from my mistakes. I know I'm riddled with ADHD and everything is just easily forgotten, but SD cards on a shoot is a big no-no. But I just used my Sony for video, and I wasn't really planning on taking video other than like my BTS like 360 stuff, so I wasn't upset by it. I was quite happy to just focus on taking photos that night. And yeah, that's what I did. So I mounted my 360 to my Canon. I thought I had a proper like horseshoe attachment, but I'm missing some sort of screw for my ball joint, so I had to like wrap that shit in a grip tape and just pray that it wouldn't fall off. And it kind of stayed pretty well. It does look a little bit naff in my behind the scenes footage, I will admit, because you can just see a big block of that covering my face a lot of the time, which is not great. It's not great. But I still really love getting to film the 360 kind of content when I'm shooting gigs, because I'm very much a person who likes to watch back on things and review things to learn from. I've heard that from drummers, musicians, that watching themselves play through something and then watching back to see what's going right or wrong. Same for like when I'm doing presentations and pitching my work or interviews, to watch back and listen back and see what I was saying. Same for shooting gigs, because obviously you're looking through your lens, you're seeing what your lens sees, but there's so much going on all around you. You want to know what the crowd's doing, and when they're reacting, you want to see what the lighting is doing overall on the stage. And I think it's just really good to know like where I'm spending most of my time. Obviously I see it in my photos, but photos are just a snapshot of time. I could be taking hundreds of photos in like one specific second of time, you know? I don't know. And yeah, I just think it's really important to be able to, when you have such a limited time in a photo pit, 3 songs, be able to review what else was going on in that time. You know? I don't know. That's my thought process. And yeah, Cleopatrick, they came out with a new album, Fake Moon. Love the concept. And when I got confirmed for the press pass, we were sent kind of like a PR email as well, kind of detailing a lot about the album and the release and what Cleopatrick were intending to do with this new album and the direction that they were moving in. So I went into this tour or this shoot knowing that it's going to be different from what I know of Cleopatrick. And I would say I know their biggest songs because my friends have listened to them for a while. I found them through a blended Spotify playlist, and I'm a big fan of Hometown and Good Grief. Those are like the 2 staple songs everyone knows, and they open with Good Grief. Now I looked at the set list beforehand because again this is like for their new album and I wanted to see how they were playing through the set. So I knew they were going to open with Good Grief, which is a fucking banger of a song. And the energy's there, and it's all fucking great, and it's just vibey. Cleopatrick consists of 2 members as well, which is great. I mean, obviously last time I shot Rory, it was, you know, there's Rory, but there's also her 3 extra additional members that you want to capture and make sure you're getting content of. And before that, like the next like big one I'd done was Motionless in White, where there's fucking 5 members to focus on. So it's nice to have 2 people to try and capture. And these guys were pretty stationary because the lead singer is playing guitar and singing into a microphone, and then obviously the other guy is on the drums. He ain't moving about much. So you really only have so many spots to focus on, and you've got to kind of get creative with that. So when I started off the set at the left side stage because there was another photographer in the pit with me and she was to the right, so we kind of bounced between each other. And also someone from the Cleopatrick team had set up like I want to call it like a VHS cam. I don't think it was, but it was kind of a vintage camera filming their set in the photo pit. It was kind of mounted onto the barrier, and like they kind of said to the 2 fans that were like there to watch it and like be aware of it. I will admit, when I was looking back on my GoPro footage, and this is why I like having my GoPro footage, because I wouldn't have known I'd done this, I did stand in front of it for a little bit, and I was like, oh no. But you're limited on your angles when the people are in 2 spots and you want to try and get a variety of shots, so I felt really bad after fact. But I mean, security was walking in front of past of it all the time, so was the other photographer. It happens, but I'm so sorry if I blocked the shot at an important part. I feel bad. Yeah, so the pit is quite narrow. You kind of have to shimmy past each other a little bit. But, you know, there's stuff you can do within that. And like I said, I was wanting to try and experiment a little bit more with getting creative with my angles. I usually stick to using my viewfinder because I find that it's easier for me to take photos quicker that way. But I have been using my back screen, my LCD monitor screen thing, what the fuck is it called? I don't know, the screen a little bit more when I'm doing crowd shots, obviously, because I need to be high up and it's easier to flip that down and see. But I also used it in the pit, and this came to my attention because I'd seen a TikTok where some photographer who was kind of being frowned upon for giving other photographers in the pit grief for using their screens and kind of saying that they're just not talented, they don't know what they're doing, blah, 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 pit etiquette, you shouldn't be using your screen. I can't remember the photographer's name who made the video talking about it, but she made a video about pit etiquette. And this is where I was like, it's frowned upon, but it's not frowned upon. So use it wisely. Don't be like shoving your camera up in people's shots and stuff. But there was only one other photographer, and I seen she was using her screen. Like, I don't want to say who this photographer is because I think I know who it is, but I don't know at the same time. But if it is who I think it is, they're a very talented photographer, and like the shots they get are stunning. So I was like, if that's what she's doing, I want to experiment a little bit with getting different angles. So you'll see me like getting like the camera quite low to the stage because you're so close to the stage, and the stage isn't like a terrible height in the TV studio, so you can kind of get those kind of low angle shots and like get the mixer, pedals, whatever in your shots and play about with it that way. So I had fun with that and got some really cool creative shots from it. And then also, like I said, when I'm out in the crowd, I heavily rely on the LCD screen because... Is it LCD? I keep saying that, and then, or is it LDC? LED? I don't know what it's called. The screen. When I was in the crowd, I used the screen a lot because obviously I'm holding my camera up above my head because I'm not the tallest of girlies, and you want to get that kind of crowd shots of the full venue, of the band playing. And after the 3 songs is when they revealed the cool backdrop with the fake Moon album artwork. And again, I'm a Moon girly, so I really wanted to get some really good photos of that. Plus I thought it fit the vibe of, you know, Cleopatrick as a whole and the whole tour album launch, that sort of thing. So I wanted to get a good few shots with that in it. I feel like I got quite decent coverage of this night, and I'm pretty happy with the results. But as I mentioned earlier, and I think throughout my vlogs lately, I've been struggling with my motivation. It was a real slog to get these photos edited. I was staying at my boyfriend's because he's been really good at trying to help kind of balance my ADHD and lack of motivation with work. It's a very difficult battle that I face, but it's part of the process, unfortunately. And I'm just trying to learn how to navigate that. But we got the photos done, and I'm really happy with how they turned out. I'm going to be uploading some content about it soon. I just haven't done that yet because, I mean, I haven't done a lot of things I was supposed to do this week, but it happens. So, yeah, that is what this studio vlog entailed. We're always on a progression, a journey of trying to better ourselves and understand ourselves and finding the motivation to do the things we need to do. It's difficult, it's hard. I'm here to tell you that I understand that fully, but we're getting there. I need to go for my meeting very soon, so I'm just going to wrap this up real quick. Thank you so much for watching this studio vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm really hoping I get my gig recap also filmed today, so that also goes out this week, so keep an eye out for that. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Gonna be posting on that, especially some Cleopatrick edits and other things. And yeah, thanks again. I hope you guys have a great week. And April is here, guys. I fucking love April. It's my favorite fucking month. Let's fucking go. Bye, guys.